And I want to say good morning to Patricia Tully. Good morning, Queen.
Good morning, and Allison.
How are you this morning?
I am great.
You're
I bless
good?
you for asking.
No, you're more than welcome, my dear. You are more than welcome. And it's nice to have you here with us this morning here on 97.1 FM.
Thank you for having me, and I want to give a shout out to Antigua and Barbuda and everybody in the World Wide Web.
Nice one, nice one. And they are most definitely listening to you on the World Wide Web right now, and here in Antigua and Barbuda and across the globe. And yes. I want to know, you know what, I think what you and let's just get this right. You didn't write this book alone. You wrote this book with another lady.
That's right,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Introduce us to her.
Okay, her name is Ingrid V. Lambie. Her story is about her mother's journey from Jamaica to Canada. And then my story is about my mother's journey from Antigua to Canada.
Nice one, nice one. I hope everybody's listening, because they do need to be taking notes.
Yes.
Because based on your interview with me this morning, not even an interview, our little discussion, they need to be able to answer one question in order to win a ticket to a movie this weekend, written by a lady called Lipstick. It was a play,
Lipstick.
You know, it was a play. She's turned it into a movie.
Yes.
I'm telling you this, you women are so amazing. Wherever you're here in Antigua and Barbuda, Canada, you are so amazing. And I think it's sad that we as women don't do enough to big each other up. Yeah? And I want to raise you onto a platform for raising your mother's journey. Yeah? Because as I was saying earlier, this is a journey that many women, some people forget the women. They forget that the women were in Antigua, wherever they were living, Jamaica, as in Ingrid's case. They forget, because it was the men that went first, or assumedly, yeah? And they ventured and went to England when they were called, and, and they went to America, and they went to Canada, they went to different places.
Yes.
And, their journeys have been documented through photography, with the Windrush, and things like that. But I always find that it's the woman's journey. Yeah, because some women, they don't know, had to leave children behind. They had to leave family, their siblings, their own children to see if, and not knowing whether or not they were going to be what the others pertain to be successful. Because they know when they landed or got onto that dark core off that plane, it wasn't easy sailing, was it?
No, it
Tell us
wasn't.
a little bit about your mother. What's your mother's name?
Veronica Elizabeth Adams Tully.
Veronica
Elizabeth Adams Tully. Tully.
Tully. Whoa, that's a Veronica. I want to say well done. I just want to say well done to you, Veronica, and Ingrid, and to your mum as well, and to the other women out there. Well done, because you are a reason why some of us are around the whole diaspora. It's them. Don't get me wrong. I'm not forgetting or discounting the men and their, energy. I'm just saying. But tell us about your mum. Tell us about her journey and why she went. Why she left Antigua.
Well, she left Antigua to provide a better life for us, so in terms of education, and for us to live just a better life, period, in comparison to what we were living at that specific time. Okay, doors had opened up, and she was very brave. She ventured out. She left us behind, especially the three youngest one, of which I am the youngest of 6, but it was a family of 8 that lived in our house. And she ventured out. She first went to New York, because she used to go to New York and come back and go and come back. And then one year she left, went to New York, and from New York she went over to Canada. When I saw her, I didn't see her for about 2 years. As I said, we were left basically on our own.
Right.
Our dad was around, and the neighbors across the street, family members and so on, who helped to take care of us and guide us within that period of time while she went away to make a life for us.
And that's one of the beauties of the Caribbean, that members of the families, sisters, aunts, uncles, even friends, like longtime family friends, took up the mantle and looked after the children while these women, and I have to say these courageous women, left their heartstrings.
Yes.
And not knowing how long it would be. And for you, it was 2 years.
Yes.
And how did you feel in that time being here? Did you feel, was it all positive? Because I can only imagine.
No, especially at first. because I guess she knew she was going to be gone for a while this time, not usually just a couple of months and come back. So she had left me with a relative. So I had to leave the comforts of my home with my elder brothers and so on, and go live somewhere else, another neighborhood with different people. So I was not happy.
I can imagine. I can imagine.
And I mean, I'm a young girl.
I know, right? And you've just missed your you've just lost all your security.
Yes.
I can only imagine, even at that age, the expletives that you could manage at that time. You know, oh my God, you know. And I'm not saying that everywhere where people went, because it wasn't always the case, that where people went, they were getting the best care and attention like they would from their mother or father.
That's
at
right.
that particular time. And it's not, I'm not trying to disparage or put anyone down. You know, sometimes it was an added burden. You know,
yes.
Because they too were not sure when the parent was either going to come back or send them money
to
or send stuff
yes.
to help with what's going on. You know, what was your mum's first job, and what did she do when she kind of landed in Canada?
Okay, well, to start with, she started her career as a school teacher, then and a seamstress. She made very lovely clothes and so on, bridal gowns, etc. And then when she went to Canada, she went as a domestic. She took care of other families, and that's how she earned her living for many years before she went and worked in an office.
Okay. So she,
Yes.
you know what? She pretty much went to Canada multi-skilled.
Definitely.
She went multi-skilled, and that's the
Yes.
thing, and that's another thing. Again, when you look at the genders and the men going with their, you know, industrial or agricultural skills, their fishing skills, their whatever skills they had at that time, because we're talking what,
This is 1960.
1960. So
Yes.
even at that time, you know, just getting into the education, just getting into the training, just getting into what was going on. And again, that intrepidation of embarking on being somewhere that you don't know and may not even know anyone. You know,
Exactly.
that's got to
For
be
months,
really, really
she
hard.
didn't see anyone that looked like her. The food she had to eat, the time she cried, just going to bed, hungry sometimes because all she had was maybe a salad and a corn, not her fungi and saltfish that she wants.
And probably saying to herself, why have I put myself in this situation, leaving my children, my family, what I know,
Yes.
I can't even go beach.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't even go to the beach. So you and Ingrid have documented the stories. I mean, when writing the book, what were some of the challenges that you both had? Because again, both of you coming from different islands,
Yes.
both having, in a way, different maybe cultures, different experiences. Were there any times when you guys were like, no, that's not going in? Oh, no, I don't want that in there. No. Or you said to her, girl, you can't put that in there. Are you crazy? Do you have anything like that?
Yeah, we had some of that, most definitely.
I'm so glad my ass. Share the drama now. Share the drama.
Yes, there were things. Well, for Ingrid, her pregnancy as a teenager, and her parents didn't know, and finding out and so on. And at first it's like, no, I'm putting that in there.
I hear you.
I don't want this affecting my son. I mean, he's a big man now. No way. And things we had to relive just to document.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
It wasn't always easy and the most pleasant.
No, and that's the thing. Not only for you, because as I said, going back to your childhood, and what I can only call an abandonment, as temporary as it may have seemed or been, but and no less to you at that time as a child, an abandonment, as it were, and also at the time, not having that security blanket that was watching and guiding over you the way it did, to a replacement security blanket that may not have had the eyes always to be able to be watching people and watching children. So yeah, I can understand, but she was not the first. She was not the last.
That's right.
She is not, I know of women that had multiple children for multiple men, and it's not a negative on their lives. It's just how life was, and still is.
Yes.
And still is today in 2021. I could probably take you down to town right now and show you a whole ton of women with different baby father and all kind of issues and isms that just seem to continue to carry on.
Yes.
So what other challenges in the sense, like for your moms? I mean, not seeing people who look the same as her, working and stuff like that. And you yourself became an educator, right?
Yes.
And you still teach and guide and support young people and people
Yes,
today.
I do. Yes, I do.
How can you see her journey impacting? How did it impact on you?
Well, I've basically followed in her footsteps in some areas. She started out as a hotel worker here, and that's how she got to New York and got to Canada, basically. And on my return to Antigua, and before returning to Antigua, I started out as in the hotels also. I was an assistant executive housekeeper in a 500-room hotel in Toronto, Ontario.
Wow.
Before returning back to Antigua.
Wow, you're going with things.
Yes.
500?
Yes, 500-room hotel. Was a Japanese hotel also.
Wow.
Yeah.
Don't tell me you had to learn to speak some kind of language as well.
No, we didn't have to.
Okay.
No.
Oy. But you've had your career, you've had your life, and you've returned to Antigua.
Yes.
It's come kind of full circle.
Exactly. And both mothers, they were entrepreneurs. They make the best black cakes. My mom made black cakes, and that was like her little sidekick, where she earned, extra money.
Change, yeah.
Yes. She made cushions, she makes hats and bread pudding, and she sold all this stuff.
So she introduced our culture, Antigua and Barbuda's culture, to Canada.
Definitely, yes.
Through her clothing, through her food, through our pastries, our cakes and things like that. She introduced a lot of people, clearly at that time,
because
she was one of a kind, to what was happening in Antigua and Barbuda.
So did my co-author's mother. She also made black cakes, decorated them, sold them, and so forth. They were both entrepreneurs.
Were they friends?
No, they met though. They met many years ago, but they were never friends.
Okay.
Because I did not know my co-author. I never met her. We met on our job, actually.
And how did you guys come together to bring this project, Pioneers of the Caribbean, together? I mean, it was published and released in Canada.
Yes, it was. Yes.
And so how did you unite, come together? Because it can't be easy writing with someone that you don't know. And you probably have completely different styles.
That is true.
How did you come together?
Well, first, I think we both had the same idea. I know I had it, and I know I started many years ago to document something. I got to maybe page 1, then page 3, and say, okay, scrap this. And then 1 year when I was in Canada visiting, because I do go up quite often, the rest of my family is up there. I'm the only person that's down here, actually. So I would go up and visit, and we always got together. And then she said to me, Lisa, I want to write about my mom. I want to write my mom's story. Right? Now, her mom stayed with her dad. My mom did not. She decided, hey, I can take him and picnic them by myself. I going to do what I have to do.
You hear the dialect come in. You hear the dialect come in. Me just hear sleeping. Easy. So,
yes.
Go on.
And then I said, well, Ingrid, I intend to do that too. And to be honest, I started, but, never completed. And then we made the pact, okay, we're going to get it done. And then we started getting it done. And I was ahead of her because while I completed my book, she was, I think, on page 7 of hers. So I slowed up and waited for her, and then we got caught up, and we were constantly on the phone, chatting.
And as you say, you have to actually relive and go through the situation that you're writing about and get it out so that you can actually write it down. Some of those journeys weren't easy, were they?
No, they weren't. Especially when you had family deaths and so on, and the reaction of your mom and so forth. Starting with my grandmother's death down here and how she behaved, and you know that this is just not good. This separation is not good.
Oh, I hear that.
At a very young age of 7 and so forth,
And so you and Ingrid got together, and again, it sounds like Ingrid was the one that needed a kick in her butt a few times. And so you got it together, and when you saw it, well, I mean, obviously, was it accepted when you put it out there for the publishers?
Yes, and there are things they wanted to change, and we just had to stick to our guns because I guess being Canadian, not fully understanding our culture, and because I know for one, let's say, in one area of my book, they wanted to change all the wording with the editing, but then in changing it changed the whole context. That is not what happened. This is real life I'm writing about. This is not a fiction.
No.
So, no, I can't have you change that. And then they wanted us to write more stuff about how we felt when these things were going on and so forth.
And then again, some of them can't seem to appreciate the fact that at certain times when things were going on, you were unaware.
Exactly.
Completely unaware of what was going on. So can't put a judgment or comment to something, but maybe in a reflective kind of way, I would have or could have or may have, but then it wouldn't be a genuine, because it'd be all based on speculation. And then that would not be, again, what you want in the book. You want
exactly, that's not the truth.
It's documenting your mom's and Ingrid's mom and their journey. Yes, obviously there's ripple effect and outfalls and all kinds of things coming from them both.
Yes.
Because life obviously moved on and went on for them.
Definitely.
You know, and maybe to the dislike of people overseas or back home. You know, it always happens. It always happens. How did it feel? How did it feel for you, right? When you both got together, she done her bit, you kicked her in the butt, she got bruises on her butt. She's there, you're there, you've got your book, she's got her book. But how did it go together? How did you put the two separate entities together?
Okay. Actually, both journeys are parallel because this was all happening at the same time frame, but of course we didn't know each other because we both migrated to Canada as I was a young teenager. She was not a teenager yet, right? And so it all gelled after a while. Now, we would discuss it, what we're going to put in the book, how we're going to put this in the book, the different chapters we would use, starting the journey from our countries, what we remember as children growing up, and that is what we documented. So what we experienced here and then what we started to experience on our journey there. First, arriving in Canada, what things were like here in Antigua, what things were like in Jamaica in comparison to what you went there to meet, besides the snow and the cold bit of weather.
And it's very cold. And
it's very cold in
back
Canada.
then.
We have plenty of snow.
I'm sure it was real cold. And as you said, coming from Antigua and Barbuda and not having experienced that kind of weather before.
Yes.
Even yourself, when you decided to up, chuck and go, how did you cope?
I didn't like it actually when I first landed, right? Because I felt the cold, and this was in August. And at the airport, I did have a sweater that my mom sent me for me to wear on the flight to come to her. But then I get there, and it was not enough. I was still cold. And then there was some mishap with the communication because I get there, and my mom's not at the airport to greet me. I am there all alone. And a little anxious and scared, if you know what I mean. As I said, I was a young teenager. So I start calling where my mom is supposed to be, getting no answer. Then I called my brother, finally got him, and he said, "What are you doing here? We didn't know you were coming." I said, "Daddy sent the cable." But what happened is my mom was not where they lived. They were at the cottage in the country, so she never got the cable of my arrival.
And if
so nobody's at the airport to meet me.
So the cable, what she's talking about, is like an old-style telegram.
That's right.
So that people would, you know, the methods of communication back in that time were completely
in the
different.
60s. Yes.
All right. So so a message had to be sent, and that would be and then that's sent on to somewhere else. And as she said, her family is now living in the country, so it's not even in the city. So it had to go from the city and journey its way to you. Oh my gosh. And so nobody was waiting for you at the
no,
poor baby. You must have been frantic, and then looking at all these people that do not look like you.
Exactly. That's exactly what happened. That's my first recollection of landing here. It was, I mean, I cried on the flight to start with, and someone tried to console me. "Oh, it's not too bad. You're going to be all right when you arrive in Canada, blah, 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 blah." Fine, okay.
And you be like,
I said, "Yeah, okay, I'm looking forward to seeing my mama for sure, you know, because it's been a while." But then I get there, and there's no one for me. Wow. I mean, how terrifying are you going to be as a young teenager?
I can only imagine. And again, it's not, you're in a new country, a completely different smell. Yeah, lots and lots of different people. Listen, that's one of the first things I noticed, the smell. And then you got all these people looking at you, or you think you start looking, start get a bit paranoid and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Listen, we're going to take a quick break, all right? So you can rest the voice a little. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back after the break. We're going to continue having a bit of a conversation with you about the book, Pioneers of the Caribbean, all right? I hope these guys are listening. I really do hope, because I've got 2 questions at least coming from what we've just discussed this morning. All right, and you have a good. Oh, put it up because they can see it. They can see you. You're on live on ZDK Live, Facebook Live. So show them the book. All right, and it looks lovely. I like the cover. I do like the cover.
Thank you.
I do like the cover. So we're going to take a quick break right now here on 97.1 FM. Keep it locked. All right, keep it locked. Do not touch that dial. And when I can get my thingy bob into my thingy bob, we'll be right back after this.
This is Romain Virgo.
And this your boy MCW.
You don't know it's your boy Big Dog.
Hi, it's your girl JC.
You're listening to ZDK Liberty Radio.
With your host, Alison Bramble.
Alison Bramble.
I too listen to Alison Bramble on
ZDK
97.
Wheel Alignment Center on Casada Gardens.
Yeah, man. Check them out or call them at 463-7764.
This is Romain Virgo.
And this your boy MCW.
You don't know it's your boy Big Dog.
Hi, it's your girl JC.
You're listening to ZDK Liberty Radio.
With your host, Alison Bramble.
Alison Bramble.
I too listen to Alison Bramble on
ZDK
97.1.
97.1 FM.
Let's get it, Alison.
Let's go.
And welcome back to 97.1 FM with me, Ali B, this morning. We're talking to Patricia Tully, also co-author of the book Pioneers of the Caribbean. You're keeping it locked and having hopefully some interesting conversation. I want to say good morning to Catherine Nation. Big up yourself and greetings from Jennings. I want to say to the Guna for life, good morning. Michael says it wasn't easy for people from the Caribbean in Canada back then. Jesus says, Alison, say good morning to Toronto girl coming from Western Road girlfriend. Canada's in the house. Michael says, my best friends were from the Caribbean in kindergarten at an age when you don't see color, you don't think there's a difference. Then you realize when you get older, all people aren't treated equally. Good morning to Kia George, Jennings and Bolins, and Villa. Faustina says, God bless all women who made great sacrifices to make life better for their families. Hello, good morning, caller.
My baby love, my baby love. How you like those songs?
Good morning, Sherry.
Good morning, my darling.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm just here eating some of my leftovers from yesterday.
Okay,
my neighbors
okay.
gave me. That's the way we are. We share all the time. Anyway, I just want to tell you something.
What's that?
About the Masons. Yes. Because you see, Tyrone was somebody who used to entertain down at Jolly Beach, especially with weddings, anniversaries, functions, especially when it comes to Christmas and Valentine's. He was one of Jolly Beach's top entertainers with that. The guests and them love him a lot.
Okay, doke.
And I like to extend sympathy to him from all the management, the former management, and the staff, especially myself, and the number one MC in Antigua, the female MC of Antigua, which was the manager of the entertainment. You know who is it?
No, by all means, share her name.
Brucella.
There you go.
Yes, Brucella March. Brucella. Yes, all of us sending out deepest sympathy to all the Masons, especially myself, Mr. Wonderful, and all who were there when they're entertaining with each other. All of them, especially those at King's Casino too. You see those places that I used to lime? All those places Mr. Mason used to be.
Okay.
And from those at the Upseas Bar, the fans there were sending out our extended sympathy to him from Mr. Paul Richards and his fans there at Upseas Bar.
Okie doke.
Including Duduk. Duduk's my girlfriend. I don't forget you, sweetie, and Daphne, all of you. Have a wonderful day.
You too, darling. Have a lovely day.
Thank you, honey. Love you.
You're welcome. Have a good day, sweetheart. And again, I want to say, Laguna says, so true, Michael. I wish adults would develop the eyes of children. You know, in the sense of not looking at color, not looking at that as a barrier, and just looking at people as people. Tracy says, good morning to everyone and blessings to you all. She says, good morning to me as well as my family and everyone. Have a wonderful day. Same to you, Tracy. Have an absolutely awesome day. Your book has actually been placed on the Facebook page just now by Michael, Pioneers of the Caribbean. Well done, Michael Rennie. Thank you for that, darling. So people can actually see it and they can buy it. We're going to talk to Patricia in a mo and see where we can get hold of the book here in Antigua and Barbuda as well. I'm sure you can get it online on Amazon and other mediums, but you can get it here in Antigua and Barbuda as well. He says he doesn't like the weather either over there in Canada. He can't take it either, Pratt. He can't take it.
Yes, that's right.
I know, right? It's still cold. Yes. Monique says, it's windy over here. What about you guys? Here in Antigua, it's not a bad morning this morning, is it?
No.
We've had a nice start to the day, I have to say. After, the weekend wasn't too bad. I'm not complaining. Someone says, freezing at Shirley Heights in the night for you. We'll get a blanket or one of those electric warm blankets or one of them human blankets if you really need one. Where are we? We've got lots and lots of people supporting. So happy that you've written the book. So happy that you've actually documented, again, a gender that doesn't necessarily, in this particular forum, get their voices or their journeys heard. So where can, people are busting down the phone right now, but where can people actually get a copy of this book?
They can get it at Best of Books and the Methodist Bookstore. It's on Amazon, iTunes, ebook, all those avenues that they can get it.
Right, and you can also look at it right now on our ZDK Facebook page. Michael Rennie has put it up. There's a link. Please check the ZDK live show and you can get the link as well. Now, I'm hoping this caller is calling to talk to you. All right. Hello, good morning, caller.
Good morning, good morning.
Good morning, Mama D.
Really, you and Miss Lisa, the lady on your panel right now, you just roll back the curtains of memories. Because I am one who had to leave my 3 children, one with mommy, one with auntie, and one with my sister, to come to Antigua to make a better life. Unfortunately, 2 years, 7 months after I leave my children, Mom died. She was the backbone of holding all of my children together, because even though one was with mommy, one was with aunt, and one was with my sister, all communication was done through mommy. I had to go home to Guyana for the funeral and then bring all of my children with me to Antigua. My mother, I couldn't remember. Hear what my mother tell me. Don't carry them to airport, so that you wouldn't feel it so much. It can be like if you go in market. So, when I was coming to the islands, Jack, I ain't walk with none of my children. But you see, when I do reach in the islands, like if you take a knife and digging it to your heart, it isn't easy leaving your children behind to make a better life. So, to Miss Lisa and her other co-author, I say, so many of us have walked that road that your mother have walked, trying to make a better life. I'm locked in. You have a wonderful day, and God bless you guys. I say this in all honesty. Many women had to pave the way for their family. I am one that paved my way, but luckily, when I came to Antigua the Thursday, the Friday morning, I start working at Munchies on Old Palm Road. But I never know how to bake a chicken, how to, work in a restaurant. Me and know them kind of thing. I was a secretary at the oxygen company where I used to work. So this was a whole change of life for me, but survival was the key. get him money to send back home to mommy, for she give auntie, for she give me sister. So you really roll back the curtains of memory. Thank you.
Thank you, Mama D, for calling in. Thank you, Mama D. You see what your calls this morning, Patricia?
Wow.
You see what your calls this morning? Literally, as you said, she says the curtains of time have just opened up, and the reflection, the images that people are remembering for their own journeys and what they did. And as she said, just to make a better life for their children and even their children's children.
Yes.
You know, it's an amazing thing to document, and I want to say well done, because as you say, you know, a lot of people say, oh, I'm going to do this, and then just don't do anything. It's just always in their mind. So well done you. Well done you. And I want to say thank you to you for joining me this morning on ZDK Live. And I want you to feel free. Come again. In fact, I would like you to come again, because I would like you to read some of the excerpts from the book, because I do think that even though we're talking about the book and we're talking about you, but I do think that people want to hear, because there's echoes. There are echoes, and some people, you know, I don't need to be reminded of how damn great they are, despite all the different challenges that they had. So I want to thank you for joining us and my listeners here at ZDK Live this morning, and coming on and being you. And you're a fellow blondie. Yay! You know what I mean? Blondes to the world.
Yes.
You know, no, you're savage, girl. You're savage. And I just hope that your life and journey here in Antigua continues to be amazing and continues up an upward spiral. And again, your book is going to inspire other women, because people haven't stopped traveling. They haven't stopped.
And we all have a story. Everybody has their own journey, and they have a story to tell.
And I want to thank you for telling yours.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. And please, guys, look out for Patricia. She's in Antigua now. She's with us. So if you want to hear the story, if you want it read to you, whatever it is, you need to get in contact with her. Or call me and I'll pass on the details that you can get in contact with her. You know, book readings and things like that. And I'm sure, you know what? I'm going to see if I can get a signed book. Yeah? A signed book from Patricia and she brethren. Yeah, check on coming from Ingrid. Yeah, yes. You know the Ingrid. That's right. You know the one that was little lackadaisical. You know. But yeah, we're gonna get her. We're gonna get it signed, and we're gonna do something with Patricia later on down. All right, because this is a story that continues. It didn't end.
No,
it did not end, and it's continuing because you are the living testimony of what your mum did. All right, and I'm deliberately not saying her name because that is going to be the question of our competition. Sure. I want to know what is the name of one of the main protagonists in Pioneers of the Caribbean. What is Patricia's mother's full name? 462-1100 is the number to dial. You can call between now and the end of the show. I will give you an opportunity for one ticket to come and join us on Sunday at Lipstick's production and the presentation of the drive-in movie I Shall Not Be Moved Part 1. We're going to take a break right now here on 97.1 FM with me, Ali B. And when we come back after the break, we're going to be talking to members of the Ministry of Agriculture, who's going to be telling us about the farmers market. Did you know we've got a farmers market on Wednesday over in the old roadside? Yeah. So the farmers, hopefully we might have a farmer come in with them this morning to come and tell us what's going on and what's going on. And then if that's the case, then we might be able to do a little shop. You know, straight from the farm to your plate.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Wonderful.
So we're going to continue that conversation. Thank you, Patricia.
Thank you very much for having me, and everybody have a blessed day now.
Thank you so much. And keep it locked on 97.1 FM. You're with me right about now. We're going to, you know what, I'm going to go to commercial. I am going to go to commercial, and we are going to come back after this commercial. We're going to come back with a little bit of Jacure. All right, a little bit of Jacure. This Journey, all right, yeah, it's called Journey, and that's the song that we're going to play when we come back after this break. When we come back, we'll be talking to the farmers market and the fabulous stuff that you can get when you come join us on Wednesday. Keep it locked, 97.1 FM. I'll be right back. Here we go.
This is Romain Virgo.
And this your boy MCW.
You don't know it's your boy Big Dog.
Hi, it's your girl JC.
You're listening to ZDK Liberty Radio.
With your host, Alison Bramble.
I too listen to Alison Bramble on
ZDK
97.1
97.1 FM.